I think that's the problem, really, is because I think that this show, while it's trying to do a serialized story, and it's somewhat effective at it, it does it in a way where what I think it misses and what I think DS9 does better in a way of being a serialized storytelling is that Enterprise's serialized storytelling is almost completely plot mechanics. It's like, we're going to set up these plot strings that are going to connect here, and it's going to do this over here, and then we're going to, a couple episodes in, Arch will make this decision, and everything will sort of pan off. And the plot strings come together fairly effectively. The problem is that because the show tends to ignore its characters, the characters are stuck ping-ponging back and forth, supporting these plot mechanics to get them into place, right? And so they don't have this sense of where DS9, I felt its plot could get a little bit waffly sometimes because at least the character tendencies were consistent on that show. Like, you knew how people were going to react to things. And so if you kind of went off a little bit, you'd be like, well, I can forgive the plot there because it makes more sense for Odo to react this way or Quark to do this or whatever. This show doesn't have it. And what it tends to do, while it keeps its plot serialized, it has very episodic treatment of characters. And the characters don't continue through episodes in this season. They just make decisions that are based on that episode by itself. And because the characters are somewhat cardboardy, you can have any character do anything, and it doesn't seem like it's really a problem in the sense of the episode because you don't know anything about this character. But in the serial story, it feels weird that this character is doing these things. And I think that's really what the problem of this season has been, is that they don't, their character growth is almost non-existent, or maybe their characterization across how these stories are going has not been as smooth as the plot build-up and the actual like narrative mechanic stuff, which I find is just the less interesting way to approach the storytelling, because in a show like Star Trek, so much of it is built around these people stuck in a tin can and how are they going to feel about it. And I couldn't tell you how anyone feels about it outside of they have these throwaway scenes where Hoshi's like, I wish I hadn't come out here. And Mayweather says, well, we'll get back sometime. And then it cuts to the next person saying something inane like that. And I wish it was better. And the real drama from this series would only come from those character interactions and not the fact that they have to decide to steal something from a ship and everyone kind of goes along with it. And that's it, you know?